So high value pieces of gear. I've done two types of videos. The first talking about my dream backpacking gear loadout where cost is not an issue. And I've also done a budget backpacking gear loadout. If you're really looking to stretch your dollars, I recommend that you check out. It's in the cards right here. But I had a subscriber ask, what do you think is a backpacking gear loadout that has what you consider to be the best value? And one of the reasons I've stayed away from this value type of video is because it's so subjective. It's one of those things where my personal value may not be yours, but I thought I'd give it a shot what I think is a good balance. And so the things I'm considering when I think about value for me is it's still an effective piece of gear, highly effective, but the cost is not something that's going to absolutely break the bank. Not to say that these are cheap or budget items, but it's going to be a lot more palatable to your wallet than some of the higher end stuff. Right away with backpacking, hiking, I think about making sure your feet are comfortable. If your feet are not comfortable, you're gonna be miserable all day and it's gonna make for a poor experience. So for me, the shoes that I'd recommend are the Merrell Moab ventilators. Now I've had these shoes for years and they've been solid. They've held up really, really well. Some downsides are they don't breathe as nicely as some of the higher end trail runners, but it's a really comfortable shoe and it has a lot of sturdiness to it where I don't feel a lot of rocks and a lot of the trail under me. Another shoe I'd recommend that I've been testing out recently, I purchased myself, has been fantastic. It's the Innov 8 Rocklite 305. The only drawback is that you have to still get them in about half a size larger than you typically would because they run it a little bit narrow and people have been complaining about that, but really a fantastic shoe. It has really high amount of tread, very comfortable, and I actually wear mine sometimes as casual wear because they look cool. As far as overall value for shelter, there's two things I recommend. If you don't mind absolutely roughing it, you can try out the USGI Bivy. I know this was in my budget backpacking gear loadout, but I still think it's a phenomenal value for what it is, and it makes it really simple. If you want to go out backpacking and you want a shelter now, go pick one up, go backpacking, throw a pad in it, a sleeping bag or a quilt, and you're done. But also a very high value item in terms of weight and cost is the REI Quarter Dome. It's really fantastic if you're just going by yourself in terms of weight and cost. It makes for a very good balance. And it's one of those tents I think everyone should consider if you're a tent camper. I know those of you who know I'm a hammock camper are gonna say, so wait, what's the high value hammock backpacking gear? And there's some out there. I consider them to be more budget options than a high value option. And so don't hate me, but I have a very difficult time when it comes to hammocks getting away from the cottage vendors, and they tend to be more expensive. So I wouldn't consider those to be high value items. They're great, and I love them, and I have them, but high value, they didn't really make this list. Something I use on every trip is my Anchor power bank, and I use it for recharging my phone, cameras, whatever else I need to, and it's great. It's the perfect size. I use a 6700 milliamp hour battery, and it only cost me I think $25 when I purchased it. Of course, in terms of rounding out your big three items, you have to worry about insulation, keeping yourself warm, and your backpack. I still think the Osprey Exos is one of the best values you can get for a backpack, especially the 48 liter. If you can find that as someone who is new to backpacking and hiking, look for it used. Look around your Facebook groups, online forums, especially if you can find an older version used, that is what I would recommend. In terms of overall insulation, so a quilt, I'd recommend my new favorite, which is the Massdrop Pine Down Blanket. I know I called it a budget backpacking quilt, but the Massdrop Pine Down Blanket is a great value in terms of overall cost, weight, and it's gonna be my new 3-season quilt that you'll see on a lot of trips because it cuts a little bit of weight off and it fits perfectly for my temperature range. I've mentioned this in I don't know how many videos, but I try to get the word out. The Sawyer Squeeze filter is available on Amazon for about $20. So you don't have to settle just for the Sawyer Mini for $20 at Walmart or wherever you're buying it from. Look at Amazon, use the hack that I've used, and the hack is just this. Choose the faucet adapter version of the Sawyer Squeeze on Amazon, and you'll find it's $20. Now, the only downside, it doesn't come with any bags, and trust me, you don't want those Sawyer bags anyway. just go ahead and purchase your own bags or screw it directly onto a smart water bottle, and you have no need for a dirty bag at that point. Does it make it a little less convenient? Yes, but $20 for the Sawyer Squeeze I think is an absolute steal. Hope this helped those of you guys out who are looking for stretching your dollar as far as you can but don't necessarily want budget stuff. Let me know if I missed anything that you think is an excellent value item down in the comments. I always read them. I don't always get a chance to respond to everyone, but let you know I read them all, and I get to see there's some great suggestions that you guys have. For anyone new to backpacking, it has helped out a ton of people I know. So thanks again for watching. I appreciate it. Tune in again next week, guys. Same time, same channel. Peace. Pieces of gear. Let me just wait till that plane is over. Frozen, I know how you feel. Oh my gosh. That is a quiet, low-flying plane too. Oh my gosh, I can't get through this video. To really stretch your doddles.